Greetings. Welcome back to my channel. Now, last we left off from Sisters, we know that Danny was abused by this guy who's basically a stranger she doesn't know that she invited into her home after drinks, and she got to see a very violent side to this individual. For any of you who may have been traumatized by sexual abuse or any type of physical abuse and you're still suffering trauma from that, I just want to give a disclaimer that this may trigger you. So proceed with caution. Let's get into it. Now, here we have Danny. She's, putting her head up, totally shocked. This guy actually put his hands on her. He like, I know you won't be talking that mess now, right? And then he actually spit in her face. I mean, that in and of itself, forget your hands on me, but you actually spit in my face. That's enough for me to want to see you dead. Seriously, that's one of the nastiest, most disgusting things you can do. So I can totally understand why Danny was triggered and lost her mind and spazzed out. That was disgusting. To me, that's worse than putting your physical hands on me, because that is like an animal. You wouldn't even spit on an animal. So she tried to make a run for it. And this, oh God, I got a lot of names for him, but in case any children are watching, this scum at the bottom of my shoe, went to attack her and told her, say you sorry. And she had to contain herself, because who knows if he would have killed her. So she said that she was sorry. And he said that you lucky that it's me, because you probably be dead. Like, really? That's the case. I almost feel like I am dead, at least within, because of what you just did to me. This is why it's a warning. When you don't know people, don't invite them in your home. It's not risking your life. But he left out the door, and she came after him, picked up a pipe or some type of stick, and banged the crap out of him, was beating him down with it, lost her mind. I really don't blame her, because this would be something that will, really make you snap and really violate you. And this is why Danny has to watch how she handles her emotions and deal with what she's going through with Preston, because it's really made her totally act other than what she probably would have did in the past. Not like she probably hasn't had maybe a one night stand before, but to this degree and level and the headspace that she was in, this was a no-no. So he got in his car. She busted windows out, as you can see, but she was still triggered. And what she did was she just got in that car, and after what he did to her, I think she just wanted to see him dead. And she went and floored it and smashed into his car. I mean, hers, I'm sure, is totaled, and so is his. So she doesn't know where or how his condition is at this point. She lost it. So here you go with Andi having a conversation with Karen. Now, Karen is really dealing with some issues as far as, trying to, I guess, gather her senses from what went on the night before, dealing with this therapeutic session with the letters, getting all this out. But at this point right now, she's going stir crazy. So she's been away from the shop. Pam has been holding things down, and she's at the point now where she needs her girls to help her get mom out. She just basically wants to get back to work, get back to her normal, and she wants to know if Andi can assist her with getting her mom, out the home. So she want her to gather all the girls and meet her at the shop, because mom has a few minutes that she's giving her to get herself together. So she's like, okay, I'll meet you later, but are you okay? Are you sure? Is your mother really doing that bad? So she said, think about your mother. Is your mother, I guess, if something was wrong with you, is your mother, I guess, overbearing and would be that way? And she said, yeah, you got a point. So she's like, oh my God, I think she's coming, or she hears her or something. Okay, make sure you come. I gotta go. And Andy's like, yikes. She almost said something, especially when it comes to Sabrina. She doesn't know that situation. So now Karen's here with her mom. Mom made her breakfast, getting her coffee, so she's coming, to let her know, I guess, she's feeling better, getting her thoughts together. Mom's like, how you doing? And she said, I'm starting to really feel like myself, and that's good. Sometimes it takes a good cry. She got a lot off her chest when it came to Aaron and Zach. So sometimes just getting things out that was so bottled up inside, and then giving a good cry, some prayer, some wrangling, and trying to make heads or tails of what's going on can really, really help you and relieve you the next day. So, mom says that's good, that is working out. So she asked her, do you know, she brought up the situation that Fatima mentioned about this whole process with, counting the days from your conception. Do you know anything about that? So, Karen said, yeah, she's heard of it. And that's one of the main things she did. She looked up, and that's how she knows that the baby is Zach. I guess when she made a count from the days from when she had sex with Zach to when she had sex with Aaron, that's why deep down inside she knows is Zach. Well, that's yet to be found, so we see if her count was accurate. So she's asking mom if she can please get some time at the shop, and she was like, no. And she was like, just give me something. So mom told her, take about 30 minutes or whatever to do what you gotta do, and I'll give you that much, but I'm going with you. So she's like, okay, I'll take it. So now you have the night after with Gary in this toxic situation with Andi, and of course he's nice and comfortable. He thinking he's able to stay there while she goes to work. I don't know why he ain't getting ready to go to work, but she's like, no, we had our night, but you gonna have to leave with me. And he's like, you sure I'm getting better? And she's basically like, well, you said these things to me before. You can be nice now and say you changed, but I've heard this stuff before. He was like, I can't get a little credit for what I'm doing. She was like, yeah, you can get something, but she can't totally leave her guard down with this man. She has to play her cards right, with the situation with this car that he gave her, and trying to sue her, and dealing with this mess with Hayden, coupled with the fact that she still has feelings for Gary, no matter what he did, no matter what that ex-wife and that volatile situation. He got physically abusive with her in the past. Remember that. And so none of that can go for naught, but she can't get him out of her system. And that's how it is sometimes. Like I told you last week, when it comes to those soul ties, like with Karen, with Zach, and that's that same thing with Gary. She can't get him out of her system. So she needs a physical, mental, and spiritual cleanse from him as well. So she gets on the phone and she calls the judge and leave a message, because remember, she needs to get see if she can get in to see Sabrina. So she makes that phone call, but she also sees the papers again. She's trying to get more into it from the documents inside of Gary's suit jacket. So she's trying to make heads or tails on what he's doing with Robin and that company also. So now here's the next morning, and everybody's settling from that meeting at Karen. So, Zach made breakfast for Fatima. If you recall from before, well, at least on Fatima, Zach is always cooking for Fatima, and she never seems to eat his food. She never got time to eat his breakfast, but he's trying to be that good man. So he wants to have a conversation with her on what happened. And, Fatima doesn't want to talk about it. And that's one of the things that I don't like about Fatima, is avoidance sometimes, getting to the heart of the issues. But then again, to her benefit, to her credit, Zach finds poor timing to have these conversations as well. She's got to get to work. Like, let's deal with this at another time. She doesn't want to get into it. So he's like, you always do this. You run. I really want to talk about what's going on in my mind, because I don't want you to feel bad. I want you to be in a good headspace. He knows that was a very uncomfortable situation with his ex, who possibly pregnant with his baby, and her mom, and the guy that she also likes. It was just uncomfortable. So he just wants to know, I guess, if she's in a good headspace. So he told her, if you meet me later, have dinner, and we can get into it then. So she agreed that they will meet later. So now we have Hayden at the office with Robin. And unbeknownst to him, our man did some investigating. And he went and found out the IP address and traced that email about Andi and what's his name, Paris, that he told him, do you recognize this? And he's like, no. You know, this little dweeb Hayden. Hayden is, he's probably so sweet in real life, but Lord knows I can't stand this troll on this show. So he's like, no, I don't know anything about it. He's denying it. He was like, well, I spoke to my friends at the CIA or something like that, and, you know, they linked it back to your IP address, so, you know, no need to lie about it. I know it was you. So finally, you know, he caved in and was like, I was just looking out for you. You know, looking out for your best interest. So he said, you know, is this true? He was like, yeah, it's true. And so he was like, but he doesn't understand why it's so important to him. Like, why are you after Andi this way? I mean, this should be a thought, you know, to Gary with this vendetta. Gary asked him too, like, what's your deal with Zach? You know, and the whole situation with Fatima, lying about that. And now he's after Andi to try to make her look bad. So people are going to look at you when you sometimes try to do these diabolical schemes against somebody. So he got this stupid look on his face because Robin basically telling him now, I'm watching you. And regardless of how much money Hayden says he's bringing into this company and like he's invincible, no company you work for is invincible. You know, you can be making them money, but believe me, they can find somebody else to make them money and toss your behind up out of here. So that's what basically Robin told him. You one more move, bruh, and it's going to be a strikeout for you. You know, he's like, okay, Mr. Boss Man or whatever. And he was out. So Robin is trying to tell Andi now that I guess, you know, the situation was going on, that he talked to Hayden, and he found out that, you know, probably that Hayden was scheming, but she don't want to hear about it because, you know, you had treated me like trash off the bottom of your shoe, like I'm some office hoe. Last we spoke, you said keep it business. So she said, no, if this is not related to business, we have nothing to say. So he left. So in walks Fatima with Andi's morning coffee, and I guess trying to, you know, get the start of the day going, and they have their little, you know, powwow in the morning. And then she finds out that Andi reached out to the judge, and she didn't get any answer. You know, nothing. She said, I've been calling her, and I'm not getting anything. And she was like, that's weird. And so she initially wanted to know what was Robin doing there. And she said, he's not really important right now. So they left that alone. And that's when she found out the judge didn't call her back. So Fatima like, I know you not answering my cousin. So she said, wait by that phone. She said, what you doing? She said, I'm going to take care of it. She was like, well, if she can't do it, that's okay. She was like, oh, no, you ain't going to say my cousin, madam, can't get nothing done. She said, just wait by the phone. So then she tells her about the meeting she had at Karen's. And she said, you serious? What happened? And she said, you know what? It was cool. Just what you said. I think it was good. And Karen's mom is real cool. She told her she liked her. And unbeknownst to her, Karen's mom, you know, thought she was cool too. So she was like, I told you. She said, Miss Linda do not play. So she said, yeah, she don't. So they went on to, you know, continue, I guess, about what happened. And then she gets a call and she realizes, whoa, this is the judge. And the judge told her that she can get in to see Sabrina at 5. And she's like, wow, I don't know what you put in that text to light fire up under her behind, because she sure wasn't responding to me. But whatever you sent the message to, yeah, I'm happy. I can get in to see my girl. So she was like, I told you, like, I don't play, and neither does my cousin. Now, here this little dweeb is, you know, he gonna hop on that phone, terrified that Robin is on to him in that email. So he told Gary. Gary's like, are you serious? How he know? He said, I don't know. He told me he knows somebody at CIA. So Gary's like, he's connected like that? He was like, yeah. He said, well, you shouldn't be on this phone then. He was like, well, you know, I ain't on the office phone. I'm on my cell. He like, so when Gary told him that, you know, you got to be mindful of that too. He's like, huh? You serious? So Gary's laughing at him because he's like, let me tell you something. If Gary did not need something from Hayden in that company, and he didn't want Andi so bad, he wouldn't give this brother the time of day. He's so naive, gullible, and just downright stupid sometimes when it comes to logical stuff that he's actually comical. He just makes Gary laugh because he says some stupid stuff. So he freaking out. Gary tried to tell him to chill. He's like, we got to bring this guy down now. We got to do something about him. He just want him to like relax. But he's so on edge. You know, like that pesty guy in school that's always up to some mess. You don't even want him around, or that annoying pesty little brother that like, just get out my face. That is Hayden. So next we have what do you have it? What's her name? Miss Linda taking Karen to the shop. So she's telling her, you know, I'm at work, Ma. You know, Mom's like, the shop looks good. You know, Pam is holding everything down. But Mom got a call and she had to step away. So Karen is basically letting Pam know that Mom is, you know, really getting on my nerve. Like, I need, you know, somebody to help get her out. And she's like, you know, how you gonna do that to your mother? Like, Karen, like, don't do that to your mother. She's like, no, but, you know, she needs to go. Like, she wants her life back to normal. And I'll probably be going stir crazy if I was her also. So she's talking to Pam, trying to get Pam. But I don't like how she tossed Pam to the side when Andi came in. You know, Pam genuinely loves Karen. And I'm sure Karen loves her too. But it's like when her girls come in, she just blatantly instantly cut Pam off and pushed her to the side when Andi came in. So she's telling her, oh, it's so good to see you. And even Andi's like, I ain't never get that much love from you and that kind of hug in a long time. So now she's telling Andi how, you know, where's the girls? And she says she's not, you know, I spoke to them, but, you know, we'll meet up later or whatever. And she's like, I really wish Sabrina was here because Sabrina could play that sad role. And she said, I could play sad too. So she was like, do it. So Mom basically saying, you know, she talked to the accountant and Aaron is going to be there to cover down. And she was like, I know I've been getting on your nerves. And I'm going to, between, you know, the girls and the accountant, you know, I'm going to leave because, you know, I guess the VA hospital called her back. So I guess she going back to work. So Pam smiled at Mama because she know Mom be holding it down. So she said the girls got it and she felt good enough that she can leave. So Karen can get a little more normalcy now. So now we have our girl here and she's coming to see Andi after what happened. And the lady receptionist is like, she knows something wrong. She feels bad. She calls Fatima because Andi wasn't there, so she asked for Fatima. And she said, I think you need to come in. So she said, did she ask for me? And she was like, no. I'm like, Fatima, just get out there, okay? Just get out. And she was like, no, she asked for you after Andi wasn't in, but I really think you need to come. So Fatima comes out there and she sees that Danni is not herself. She's like, what is wrong? And she said, I need to see Andi. I felt so bad. I'm like, this is not my fun-loving, ride-or-die crazy Danni. She really is traumatized. So, you know, after all these hours had passed, I guess she's trying to get her bearings together. And to be in the same situation Sabrina is in, that's pretty scary. And not knowing if you killed this man, but really thinking that you did. So Fatima is, you know, calling Andi, trying to let her know. And as she calling her, Andi's coming in and she's saying, Danni here. Now, Andi is thinking that she's there probably because she's afraid and scared about Sabrina that they're supposed to meet. But she tells her, no, it has nothing to do with that. You know, I killed someone. And she's like, huh? And I know she's like, wait a minute. I done got a favor for Fatima from this woman for Sabrina. Don't tell me I'm going to have another woman locked up. And then I got, you know, Karen with this baby daddy drama, trying to figure that out. Like, I know Fatima is listening to all this and like, Andi, none of your friends have it going on. I'm like, I'm probably the most normal out of all your friends, got some stir crazy mess going on, but Fatima can handle stir crazy. You know that. So, yeah, so Andi just broke down and Andi is looking at her like, you did what? So I'm like, come on, we can't have you in the slammer along with Sabrina. Andi is like losing all her friends. And wait till Karen find out. She doesn't need that pressure with her pregnancy as well. So family, let's get ready for the next episode. And we're going to celebrate the 100th episode of Sistas next week. I'm super duper excited to see that. Let's get into this drama. Oh, what next? Until next time, peace, fam. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and let's comment and get into it. Peace.